Joining me at the desk now is Sui Foundation Chief Degen David Tixon. Hello.
Hi. Yeah, thanks for having me on.
Thanks for being here. I've said this a ton today. I'm going to say it again. What an event to bring real crypto native folks who've been building in the space for a long time together with the traditional finance folks who've been exploring the space maybe for a long time, maybe not building in it. Talk to me a little bit about your experience at the event today. What kind of discussions have you been having?
Yeah, the event's been amazing. I guess it's been not just Web3 builders. We have some of the biggest asset managers here today. So we have BlackRock, Fidelity's also here, etc. So I guess crypto is definitely changing, especially in the last few months too. So even the crypto ball that just recently happened in Washington, D.C., we had senators, the Speaker of the House, etc., along with the top people in crypto. So it's definitely changing now that we both have traditional finance meeting Web3, and this is the moment we've been waiting for all this time. So I've been super excited about where we are going in the industry of having DeFi meet TradFi.
Totally. Let's talk a little bit about Sui for our audience who's watching at home. Talk to us about Sui. Sui is a layer one. How is it differentiated from other layer ones out there?
Yeah, it's highly differentiated. So a lot of the chains use the EVM. We use Move. And so our founder, Sam Blackshear, who's the CTO at Miston Labs, he created the Move language while he was at Facebook. And so it's totally different. It's easier for developers to develop on it. A lot of developers that come from both the EVM, even a lot of Solana developers say it's a 10x improvement developing on Sui. So the developer platform is totally different. We also are a horizontal scalable blockchain. So as demand goes up on Sui, we're able to expand. And so that's one of our research initiatives that we announced, Pilotfish. And so yes, Sui's the lowest latency blockchain out there. We're at sub-second finality. And we are also object-oriented too. So most blockchains are account-based. And a lot of developers in traditional Web 2 programming are used to object-oriented programming. And that's what we offer for Sui, and other chains just don't offer that. So it's easier for developers to think about what actions they're doing and resolve these performance and safety improvements that we get by developers building on Sui.
What does it mean to be a chief degen?
So it's a fun title. I don't think anyone else has it in the space, but it's a fun title with big responsibilities. But how I see it, I'm supposed to bring the top builders to go build on Sui. And so we've seen a lot of top builders that are already household names in the Web3 field build on Sui. Recently, we just announced Phantom integrated Sui, and this is the first blockchain layer one they've integrated outside of Solana, Bitcoin, and Ethereum. And so my job is to make sure Sui is a fun ecosystem and we have the best talent building on us.
Talk to me about the Sui ecosystem when it comes to working with institutional firms, because that's what today is all about. So talk to me a little bit with your Degen hat on. How can institutions interact with Sui?
Yeah, we're seeing high amounts of institutional interest building on Sui. So our team comes from the DM Libra team. And so traditional finance and tackling trillions of dollars moving on the rails of Web3 has always been the goal. And so, I guess we are all highly focused on institutional adoption. And so we're already working with companies like VanEck, Franklin Templeton, et cetera, already for tokenizing assets on Sui. So we don't feel like we've achieved our goals at Sui until we're moving trillions of dollars on the network every day. And I think eventually that's the end state of blockchains, that we're not just trading meme tokens in the low billions of dollars daily. Eventually, real finance is going to meet blockchain technology. And this is the very beginning. So things like the Ondo Summit today is, getting us into that direction of where the industry is going. So I think we're still just at the very beginning of the Web3 story.
I call Franklin Templeton the Degens of the TradFi world. They just really are experimenting so much with various different protocols and chains. You mentioned something there. You want to be able to move trillions of dollars on chain at SWE. How do you do that? Like, how do you even start to wrap your head around that, and what are the steps that you need to take to make that happen?
Yeah, so we're having these conversations already with a lot of these institutions and some of the ones I mentioned and like other ones that we're working with and can't announce yet. But I guess eventually, we want trillions of dollars trading on SWE. Mm-hmm. We feel like we have the best developer platform out there. And when you're trading these high amounts of dollars, eventually the trillions of dollars, you need a super safe platform. And we feel SWE is like the safest smart contract platform out there. There's like a list of vulnerabilities that got listed by like a independent security auditing firm, and they found there's like 20 vulnerabilities on other chains and that are impossible on SWE. So we feel like to have like true adoption at the institutional level, you need high amounts of security, safety, and robustness of the network, and we feel SWE is that platform.
You say it's the safest, and you talk a little bit about auditing there, but talk to me about what happens to make you feel confident in saying it's the safest. How many audits does the chain go through? What happens behind the scenes to make sure that folks who are interacting on the chain are safe?
Yeah, so we work with some of the best like auditors in the space. So there's like OtterSec, for example, that we work with very closely. They audit a lot of the top like layer ones, and even like the founder has said like his favorite chain and that he has the most confidence in is SWE. And so a lot of the top like security experts that have worked with our team like love working with us and feel the technology is that notch above the rest. And so I think we definitely have that. And every developer that has tried SWE usually says, the best experience I've ever had developing in all my years of Web3 is on SWE. So we feel like we offer the best like security and best developer experience out there.
What do the next 12 to 18 months look like for you at SWE?
Yeah, so the next 12 to 18 months is going to be highly busy. And so we definitely want to onboard millions or billions of users onto SWE. And we do also have like one of the top like consumer platforms, the biggest that's ever has been in Web3 at this point, committed to building on SWE. I guess that'll be announced like shortly.
Which platform is it?
That'll be announced shortly.
Okay.
But so we feel highly confident we can be the blockchain that has the most users and most value being transacted on this year. So we're super excited about that. And I think we're at a point now that the regulations be very friendly towards crypto, and we'll see some of like these big players that are well known in the Web 2 world being more aggressive in the Web 3 space. And also these traditional finance companies that are here today are going to be doing a lot more. So I think we're going to see a world that we tokenize everything.
That sounds like a fun world. Tell me this. I've asked a few people at the desk here this today, and it's about the amount of layer ones that exist in the world. Do you think we're going to see a consolidation of layer ones, or can all of the layer ones that are popping up and that are evolving coexist?
So I think the end state of blockchains, there's only going to be like a few winners, and I think in most industries there's eventually one or two major players that becomes the default platform. I don't think we're at that point right now in Web3, but eventually, right now, I guess there's Apple for iOS, there's Android for phones, and so there's usually two, there's Coke and Pepsi. So eventually there's going to be like a world that there's going to be one main blockchain. I'm hoping and betting it's going to be SWE and possibly like other competitors that have most of the market share. And so there's just going to be these effects of the market where all the developers go, all the institutions are working with, that's going to happen. And so
that's interesting.
That's the bet I'm making right now.
Will SWE be the Coke or the Pepsi?
So I guess Coke has the bigger market share, so I'm hoping for the Coke.
Okay, and then talk to me about this just before we wrap up. I know we only have 1 minute left, but when you think about the convergence of TradFi and DeFi, what does that future look like that we're building towards?
So I guess the future is like starting to happen like right now. So a lot of these institutions are looking at what's happening and what are the interesting platforms in the Web3 space and what meets like the bar for like the type of high quality team that they want to work with. And definitely coming from like Facebook, having a very strong Silicon Valley team and like a blockchain made here in America I think a lot of people are trusting what we're doing at both at Misten Labs and the Sui Foundation as the strategy that can help bring mass adoption and these high value assets onto the chain. So yeah, these conversations are all happening right now. We're spending a lot of time with these institutions, a lot of time in DC lately, and so it's been a lot of fun. But I'm super excited, and I used to work at BlackRock at one point, and had left BlackRock to go into the world of Web3, and eventually knew there would be a moment that these two worlds are going to meet, and it's finally happening now. So this is the point of the Web3 story I've been most excited for, and yes.
What a great way to wrap up the show. We've had a few BlackRock alumni join us at the desk here, and what an incredible time where we can have BlackRock alumni that's building in Web3 folks that are connecting TradFi folks to the crypto world. I think it's all really exciting, and it come to a head here at this event. So David, thank you for joining me here at the desk.
Yeah, thanks for having me on.
Of course.